Oh, welcome one and all to another fucking Lockdown Live, the show that just will not die, apart from tomorrow when I'm not doing it, so it will die. This is it. We're done now. I'm going to have myself a little break as of tomorrow. Do you know what? I'll be totally honest. The reason that I'm fucking this off tomorrow is because I have a poker game. So I'm going to have a break tomorrow, which is a shame because I have enjoyed doing this. But I think we can all just have a little bit of a break tomorrow, just a little bit of breathing space, just a little bit of time away from one another, just to sort of reconnect and find ourselves and to, just sort of work out who we really are, guys. Hi, how's your life? How's your day? Welcome one and all to another episode of Lockdown Live, the show where I talk bollocks for a little bit, around about 8 o'clock on every evening, really. Have a chat with people in the comments and just generally sort of do something, just break up the day a little bit. How are you all? How's your lives been? Have a little chat with me in the chat, and if you're feeling especially generous, you can send me over a super chat or a donation of a few quid or something like that, and it will help to keep me in Budweiser's, yes. So, oh my god, I hate it when beer does that. When you take a nice, satisfying sip of beer and it just starts creeping its way up the fucking glass. There's nothing scarier than having to swallow it at the same time. I feel like a woman in an orgy. Gotta swallow and get my head around the next one. So, what have we all been up to? How's your weekends going? Is it me, or are weekends the biggest fucking disappointment in the world once you can't do anything? Like, once there's nothing left to do, once all the fucking pubs and bars, God, that was a horrific burp. Once everything's closed, weekends are just gross, man. There's fucking nothing to do. It's one of those now where I don't even know it's a weekend. Like, I wake up and I'm like, is it Saturday? What? Already? Again? How many more weeks of lockdown have we had? We've had a week and a half, maybe 10 days, something like that, and we've still got another 2 weeks left. It's fucking cruel, isn't it? It is brutal. How are you all doing? How's your mental health? I kind of feel like today might be a little bit low on numbers, so I might well keep this one slightly shorter. Because I've been chatting absolute bullshit for 3.5 minutes now, and we've got all of 3 watchers. And don't get me wrong, if you are watching this, thank you ever so much for watching it. Part of the threesome, the amazing 3. But when there's nobody in the chat, it does feel a little bit like this is one of the first stages of madness. So unless we start picking up, then I'm going to knock it on the head for at least a little while. I have been doing a couple of videos today. So I've got one video coming out tomorrow that is about having COVID. I don't know if I've mentioned it again, incessantly, over and over and over. But yeah, one of them is about having COVID, and it's kind of funny, and it just sort of timelines what was going on. And I thought it'd be quite important to make a little COVID video, but to make a video that doesn't end in absolute fucking tragedy. Do you know, the ones where it's I was absolutely fine for 6 days, and on the 7th day I woke up and my legs had detached from my body and were running down the street. It was a side effect of COVID, and I haven't walked since. They get a little bit full on, don't they? So I wanted to do a COVID video that was me basically going, I've had it and I was fine, and it's not to lighten the fucking severity of the disease or anything like that. I know it's a very important thing. I just think it's important for people's general mental health, like just a little bit of balance to, if we're going to turn on the TV every day and have good evening. Today, 372 more people have sadly died due to corona. I think it's also important to have at least one or two examples of people going, oh yeah, I had it and I was okay, just to kind of redress the balance a little bit, It's pretty crazy. I've been wondering today, I've been thinking about what's going to happen come December the 2nd. And a friend of mine put something on Twitter, actually, a really interesting thing. He said, when do you think that we are going to be fully back to normal? Like, chilling with your friends, hugging whilst drunk, sharing tapas, having sleepovers. Like, when do you think that is going to kick in? And a lot of people were talking 2022, which I just think is crazy, man. Like, God, if I have to keep this up for another year, I'm gonna go mad. So yeah, that was interesting. So I've done a video about COVID and about having coronavirus, COVID-19, and that will come out tomorrow. When it does come out tomorrow I think it comes out about 2:30 on this channel, you'll get a notification. If you are subscribed to the channel and you click the notifications bell, you'll get a notification and you can watch it. And it's just been me kind of trying to be a bit funny in that. If you want to help the channel out, there's a dead easy thing that you can do. It takes seconds of your life, but it helps me out immeasurably. All you got to do is click like and comment something. You don't have to comment War and Peace. You don't have to comment fucking Dostoevsky's fucking life's work. Just literally put in good job or something like that is dead easy, and it helps me out. I'm really trying hard. Hello, Marcus. I'm really trying hard not to be one of those YouTubers that's like, hey guys, what is going on? If you want to give us a like and subscribe and smash the comments, like, I can't talk to people like the teenagers. I find it weird talking to adults like the kids. As an adult, from one adult to another, it takes a few hours to do these videos, there or thereabouts. Literally just click it and it's 5 seconds out your day, and it does help. Video Noble, hello to Video. So yeah, here's a thing that happened to me today as well, and I genuinely think the world is going fucking mental now, by the way. So I am, for those of you that I'm sure know me, I am a comedian who is usually somebody who is on the wrong side of a controversy. Every once in a while, I like to say controversial things. I like to do offensive jokes. That's just what I like to do. And it's harder to do that nowadays because the world is full of fucking pussies. So you have to kind of, the tolerance that people have nowadays for offensive humor is so low that you've really got to, like, even if you're not an offensive act, even if you're somebody who is someone who doesn't set out to offend anyone, you will certainly at some point in your career cross paths with somebody who was massively offended by what you said. Now, this is something that I want to show you that just shows the level of fucking idiocy that we're at nowadays. Hello to David, by the way, long-time viewer, first-time commenting. Thank you ever so much for chucking your comment in, David. It's actually customary for first-time commenters to leave £1,000 super chat. Actually, if you're a long-time viewer, you'll know that that's fucking bollocks. Well, thank you for getting involved in the comment anyway. So let me read out to you, because I can't really show it yet, but let me read out to you exactly what somebody is getting angry about nowadays. So this person who goes by the name @ventricle juice on Twitter, because of course it would be Twitter, has put a list of things that are unacceptable ableist things that people do that are, should be unacceptable in today's society. And number one on that list is pulling faces as a joke. And she's put inverted commas around faces. Pulling faces as a joke, especially faces that emphasize crossed eyes, double chins, drooping mouth, or facial features, brackets, because there are people who, have those faces. So just let that sink in for just a moment. Like, the bar is set right now so low that there are people who will publicly tell you on Twitter that you are a bad person for, and I quote, pulling faces as part of a joke. So if you go like that, or if you go like that, or if you do any of the tiny little things that we do to sell jokes and to, make them more believable and that, then apparently you are Hitler. Because there's people that actually have those faces. Really? Is there somebody that's like that? I mean, if there is, then I hope to fuck they don't sit in the front row. Sit them at the back, please. Jesus, don't want to be looking at that shit. It just goes to show just how low the fucking bar is these days, that if you pull a face on stage, then somebody can come up to you after a gig and tell you in as straight a way as possible, yeah, I think that your faces are actually really problematic because they are marginalized, disabled communities. You're like, what on earth are you bleeding talking about? But that's where we're at these days. That's where we're at. And you know what? More fool me, because I used to actually listen to these fucking idiots. Like, and I don't mean like honestly monitor and change my stand-up accordingly, but I used to give them the time of day. I used to think, well, they've paid for a ticket and they deserve to be able to have their feedback heard and, for me to be polite and stuff like that. Mate, there's only so many times I can listen to audience members come up to me afterwards with absolutely bullshit complaints that I would have hoped really that being in a pandemic would mean that we've gone past this now. Are we really arsed anymore? Are we really bothered that somebody's pulling a funny face when we've been in lockdown for 7-8 months? Evidently we are. It's fucking amazing. I would have thought that people, I hoped that the pandemic was going to give people a fresh new lease on life, and they were going to come away and go, oh, shit, actually, all the stuff that I'm offended about actually doesn't fucking matter. Life's too short, because one day I could be offended by someone's problematic joke, and the next day there could be a fucking new disease and I have to lock down and not see my family for months on end. Maybe I should prioritize what's important and live in the now and not be so fucking offended. But as it turns out, there is a growing number of people that are being offended at the tiniest, littlest, stupidest fucking things. Marcus Sapala says, somebody asked the other day what you do to avoid offending the audience. I think that question misunderstands the point. Avoiding offense is not the goal of comedy. Oh, preach, brother, preach. And you know what? The thing is the way that I see it is that, like, we always talk about the line. Like, oh, that overstepped the line. Oh, that was really close to the line. And the idea is that there is some line in the sand where anything before the line is fine to say and anything after the line is taboo and shouldn't be said. And the whole thing is, even though you shouldn't step over the line, we all know that the closer to the line that you get, the funnier that it is. If you really toe the line, it's hilariously funny because there's that risk involved that it could go wrong at any minute. But the second that even your big toe steps over that line, people are all over you. Oh my God, that's problematic. They need to be cancelled. They need to be forgotten about. Oh my God, they're a dinosaur. Do you know what I mean? It's so problematic. And to make life harder for a comic who has to constantly fucking walk that line and get as close to it as possible, but never once stepping over it. To make it even harder, you've got to remember that everyone's line is different. Your line about what you think is and isn't acceptable is cut with your own experiences. Like if I did a joke about being in Greggs, then most people will think that is absolutely acceptable. There might be someone in the audience that's been raped in a Greggs. I'm sorry. That's not funny in itself. It's just the idea of like and then he took the sausage roll and I'm sorry. But yeah, that's the line that we have to, you know. It might well be that, do you know what it is? Is I constantly do gigs, and if I'm offensive during a gig, you'll see someone laughing along, ha 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 ha, and then I'll do a joke about something that's close to home for them, and all of a sudden I'm the problem. So they'll laugh along, ha ha ha, jokes about paedophilia, ha 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 ha, jokes about incest, ha 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 ha, you know, jokes about this, that, and the other. And then I'll do a joke about Down syndrome people or something like that. And they'll go, oh, that's wrong. You shouldn't say that because my friend's brother is. And you're like, oh, fuck off. You laughed at everything else. It's either all okay or none of it is. Let's see. A grand would be grand for sure in an Irish accent. A grand would be grand for sure. But yeah, apparently that's offensive now. So I've just been cancelled in Ireland for a shit Irish voice. It's only offensive if you're doing an accent from a country that isn't predominantly white. That's the rule. Irish, fine. Indian, absolutely not. Lena De Bono is in the room. Sorry I'm late, teacher. Oh, that sounds like a fantasy waiting to happen. Let's hold a minute's silence to remember everyone who was cancelled this year. Oh, my gosh. Minute silence for Ari Shafir then, who's, to be fair, it's not been a particularly bumper year for people cancelling people this year, partly because nobody's been able to perform or anything like that. So it's been much harder to get yourself in trouble. I have noticed that people are still trying to cancel J.K. Rowling. Good luck with that. And I'm not saying J.K. Rowling is right or wrong in her beliefs, but J.K. Rowling is a billionaire, and you can't cancel a billionaire because they have £1 billion. We're not buying any more of your books unless you change your opinion. Mate, I'm a billionaire. You've already fucking bought them all. Couldn't give a fuck, pal. You can cancel somebody who's got a mortgage because we've still got bills to put on we've still got food to put on the table. We've got to toe the line. But when you're a billionaire, you do whatever the fuck you want. That's why all rich people are secretly racist and sexist and horrible. Because they don't need to fucking filter any of their crap anymore. They just say what the fuck they think. They don't need to worry about it and go, is this problematic? They're just like, yeah. What are they going to do? Come and take my money? Yeah, I don't think so. If there was a fine, if every time you got cancelled, you instead got a fine, there'd be no problematic billionaires because you don't get to be a billionaire without fucking properly being fixated on your money. How do you deal with a dead or reluctant crowd, says Michael Albert. Do you have any stories? Well, I mean, I'd certainly hope that it wasn't a dead crowd. Me performing in the graveyard. give us a cheer if you... Oh, man. Oh. To be honest with you, like reluctant, bored crowds are the hardest thing to put up with, Michael, purely because it's much easier to direct energy into the room than it is to inject energy into the room, I find anyway. Every once in a while, you can have a boring, flat, difficult crowd. In fact, it happens more regularly than probably anything else. It happens a lot more regularly than getting heckled, that's for certain. And you tend to find that with most crowds, you need a minute to get going. Like they need maybe maybe one act before they warm up, and then they have a drinks break and they relax and get into the show. Generally speaking, to be honest, I don't really have any stories about it because they're always boring. They're always just like those gigs where it feels more like work because the crowd is a bit standoffish and reticent. What you've got to do is you've just got to deliver your material as well as you can deliver it. And you've got to know that just because people aren't absolutely rolling around on the floor laughing, they might still be enjoying it just at their own pace. Do you know what I mean? So you've got to kind of keep up that level of performance. It's a tricky thing to do. Let's see. Raped in a Greg's, he started flicking my bean slice. Somebody's fringe show before long, and right at the 40-minute mark, there'll be like a tear going down their eyes as they think about a meal deal that did bad things to them. Lena De Bono says Shane Dawson. Oh, I must have missed that one. I don't actually know who Shane Dawson is. Let me just Google. Shane Dawson, American YouTuber. Okay. Why did Shane get cancelled? Let's see. Shane Dawson flew too close to the sun and now he's cancelled. Right, I'm just going to read this out because I don't know who Shane Dawson is. I'm sorry if this is boring to you, but I'm going to read it out very quickly so we're all learning. How Shane Dawson went from king of YouTube to the biggest fall from grace the platform has ever seen. Up until a few months ago, Shane Dawson was the king of YouTube. He's now had to shed that title after clips of his old content have resurfaced, and he's had to apologize for racism and inappropriate comments about minors. He's lost over 1 million subscribers in the last 2 weeks. Oh, fucking hell. The landslide loss built up traction when he was publicly called out by Jada Pinkett Smith and her family. Oh, yes, I know this one. I know this. Now, I'm not really too sure what this was, for those of you that like me up until two minutes ago, is it was a YouTuber that made comments that were like a bit iffy, a bit rapey, a bit weird. So what I would say with something like that is that in the beginning, it's not massively uncommon to do stuff like that and to say stuff like that on stage. I know that when I started, I was kind of like that because you've got it takes a long time to learn how to be funny. And at first, you kind of think that stuff like that is funny, and then your tastes change and you evolve. But you have to give people chance to evolve and to learn and to grow. Do you know what I mean? Like, we all want, like, this. It reminds me of Chris Rock got in trouble for doing a comment about the Me Too movement, and he said it was a new material gig, and he said something like he was never going to hire any women ever again because he can't risk it, or something like that. And somebody recorded the show, took it out of context, and then made a big kerfuffle about it. And here's the thing, right, is these are just jokes. Everybody wants like groundbreaking, cutting edge, edgy, new, unique, creative content. Well, if that's what you want to watch and that's what you want to listen to, then the price is, number one, people have to learn how to be that good, and it can take 10, 20 years. And during that time, they are going to produce some fucking shit. And number two, every once in a while, somebody who is world class, like Chris Rock, is going to make something that falls flat of the mark, because the whole thing about this edgy, incredible content is that it can't be replicated 100% of the time, and you are eventually going to miss the mark. And when that happens, you have to be made to feel like you are free to miss the mark and that you are not going to be penalized. The same thing with this fucking YouTube dude. If when he was starting off, he was doing jokes about fucking kids and jizzing on cats and vaguely racist stuff, yeah, it doesn't hold up well, and I'm sure he's not proud about it, but you can't fucking judge him for that, because without going through that, you don't get to make yourself as an artist. It's so weird that we expect perfection straight out the gate. Do you know what I mean? It just seems fucking odd. It's like judging a fucking artist, judging Picasso or fucking Rembrandt, or do you know what I mean? Like fucking Leonardo DiCaprio, Da Vinci, fucking hell, or any. It's like judging any great artist and judging them by the first few times that they fucking painted something. They need to do thousands of shit paintings in order for them to get good. But the difference between an artist and a comic is that the artist can stick that fucking shit painting in a drawer and nobody sees it. Whereas with comics, you have to go out and perform it in front of people. So you run the risk of things being recorded or things being kept and stuff. It's a very weird fucking situation, man. Like I say, if you want great content, you have to allow people to fail, and you have to allow people to learn their craft and to miss and be able to still learn from it and keep evolving as a person. Now, if this YouTuber with fucking 5 million fans or whatever, if he, after 10 years in the YouTube game, if he does a video and he's all in blackface and he's doing an accent and he's talking about fucking a baby in the face or something like that, that's a different thing, because he's doing it at a different stage in his career. But if he's doing it right at the beginning, when he doesn't know who he is and he's having to work himself out, then you kind of have to let it slide. You kind of have to let it go, because otherwise, where does it stop? You get to the point then where you can judge everybody by what they did in the past 10, 15 years ago. And you know what? If you don't give people the chance to get better, then what's the point in them improving themselves? Because surely it'll get to the point where somebody does something wrong, somebody does something bad, and you go, well, fuck it, that's my life over now, then I'll just do whatever the fuck I want. You have to leave the door open for redemption for people to get better. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Let's see. Hi, Freddie. How's it going? Sorry I'm late to this one. Hello, John Hodgson. John, we are going to mention the words raped in a Greg's probably several times throughout this live video show. You might not know what that means because you've come to this late and it's out of context. But please be assured that it's not as nefarious as it sounds. Michael Albert says, have you dealt with hecklers? Yes, all the time. Dealing with hecklers actually is one of the easier bits of stand-up. I think it's something about my style or the way that I am. I've never really backed down from stuff like that. And, I will get heckled, but I will fucking, give it both barrels, and I don't get beaten by hecklers. And the reason that I don't get beaten really is not because I'm amazing or something like that, although that might contribute, but it's because, and this is the secret weapon in the armory of every comic, is that deep down when someone's watching a comedy show and somebody heckles, everyone wants the comedian to do really well. And so the bar for excellence is lowered, and you can literally tell someone to go fuck themselves and people will be like, "Whee!" So you don't have to create genius in order to be a heckler. And that's kind of, here's when I found that out, right? So before I started stand-up, I used to watch loads of I used to watch loads of stand-up, right? And I was watching a gig before I started in a pub in Preston where I live, and it was a notoriously difficult gig, right? And I was sat at the front, and I was just watching this comedian. I was sat, and I had my arms folded, and I didn't really think about how I probably looked to him. But I was just like this at the front because I wasn't really enjoying him. I was just waiting for the headliner, and he was a bit shit. I was like this, like that. And the guy, the comic, points at me, and he says, "Oh, when are you gonna start fucking laughing?" And I said, "As soon as you start being funny." And the whole crowd went, "Oh shit!" And you've got to admit that as a as an interaction, I've fucking ruined him there. Do you know what I mean? And this is how he got me back. He went, "Oh, you fat bastard," and that was it. And then people were like, "Way, ha 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 ha, funny, funny, funny," and it's like, well, that's not funny, really, is it? He's just like mine's at least more witty, but everyone loved it because people want the comic to win, and that's So don't really worry about hecklers, man. The Supernaut, I think we're talking about Shane Dawson here again. He's a YouTuber that claimed to have jizzed on his cat. Well, I mean, he obviously didn't, did he? Like, I don't imagine, if we're looking at this purely from a practical perspective, it's hard enough to pick up a cat. Do you know what I mean? Like, in terms of picking a cat up just to sort of stroke it and to give it cuddles, it's hard enough just picking up a cat, let alone managing to get close enough to it with your dick in your hand at the brink of orgasm in order to be able to ejaculate onto it. It's just not possible. So clearly we can assume that he didn't actually jizz on his cat. As far as jokes go, I mean, it's not Oscar Wilde, is it? I have nothing to declare, but I jizzed on my cat. But it's not worth losing your fucking career over, surely. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel and click on the notification bell. This YouTube channel was sponsored by Budweiser. Budweiser. Bought with your super chats. Speaking of which, you can give a super chat and you can donate, and it will keep me in alcohol. Lena De Bono says, very interesting. We're talking before about the chat about whether or not Shane Dawson, the YouTuber, should have been cancelled and lost millions of followers. Sue says, I love how Jada, this is Jada Pinkett Smith, called him out, yet she cheated on Will Smith with an 18-year-old. What? I didn't know this happened, but then again, I don't really read Heat magazine. So Jada Pinkett Smith, 18-year-old. Let's have a look. I can't find anything on here. No, I can't. No, I can't find anything here. Oh, what? She said she has an unhealthy relationship with porn. Oh, no, that's not right. Okay. No, I can't find anything with regards to that. Although I have to say, if that is true, then that is fucking brilliant. I love the hypocrites. I love it. Let's see. James Allen says, do you have any advice for conquering the fear of anxiety of trying new material? Yeah, just fucking do it. I compare it to getting a jab. Might hurt, but it will be over soon and we'll get better. Yeah, man, just fucking do it. Who is your favorite comedian? Says David Williams. My favorite comedian of all time, mate, is a guy called Patrice O'Neill. He is an American comic. He has got a special on YouTube that you can watch right now. It's called Elephant in the Room. It is one of my favorite stand-up specials of all time. It's fucking superb. Sadly, Patrice O'Neill died in like 2008 or something like that. But he is my all-time favorite comic. I also really like Bill Burr. I like Dave Chappelle. I like Andrew Schultz. I like loads and loads of Michelle Wolf is very good. Throw a lady in there, Freddie. Otherwise, they'll think you're sexist. Liza Lampanelli, I think, is really funny as well. I know that she's a little bit close to the mark. I just like American comedy, to be perfectly honest with you. I don't really like British comedy very much. I think it's very, twee. And everyone at the moment's trying to be James Acaster, and it's just fucking nauseating. The Supernaut says that would be a trick shot. Rose Zombie Jesus, Will Smith's wife said she had an entanglement with him. Google Jada Smith entanglement and you'll find it. Oh, okay, here we go. I love it when you tell me to Google things that I don't know about. I feel like I'm learning. Jada Smith entanglement. Let's see. Jada Pinkett Smith used the unusual turn of phrase to describe the extramarital relationship that she had with August Alsina. Oh, this is what we're talking about, right? Well, let me Google August Alsina and see who. August Alsina. Oh, okay. So she had an affair with him. Right, okay. An entanglement. Entanglement is... Do you know what? That's such a fucking... Without sounding like sexist or anything like that, it's such a fucking woman thing to use language in such a creative way to make it sound like what you did wasn't as bad as what you did. Do you know what I mean? Oh no, it was an entanglement. Oh really? Did your legs entangle them around his back whilst you were dry humping on his dick? Because that's what fucking happened, Jada, with your entanglement bullshit. It's like when Gwyneth Paltrow said that she had a conscious uncoupling. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about, conscious uncoupling? You split up. Just say it for what it is. Stop making it sound like it's a fucking, summer retreat. We had a conscious uncoupling. No, you split up because you don't love each other anymore. Stop using daft language to hide behind what's really going on, you prick. That's right. So if Jada or Gwyneth are listening, then tell them what I said, eh? Let's get the message out. I just find it really funny that I'm calling out a beef to two massive high-profile celebrities on a stream with 20-odd people watching. And make sure that you're subscribing, guys, because I'll call out more celebrities. Hey, Alan Sugar's a bit of a prick, isn't he? Yeah, that's right. I fucking said it. Wow, August Alinsha was born during season 3 of Fresh Prince. No fucking way. No fucking way. Holy shit. I love stuff like that when you realize like how old stuff is. Do you know what I mean? Like, for example, here's a fucking thing that blew my fucking mind wide open, right? You know the movie Toy Story? 25 years old. Toy Story's 25 fucking years old. Think about every fucking footballer that you can think of, all of them that are under 25, born after Toy Story. Holy shit. Fucking Marcus Rashford. How old's Marcus Rashford? Like 20? That was probably Toy Story fucking 3 by then. How old is Marcus Rashford? How old is Marcus Rashford? Marcus Rashford's 23. So Marcus Rashford was probably fucking... Holy shit. He was 23. Mason Greenwood, 19 years old, right? Okay, so here's the thing. Movies, 20 years old in 2020. Okay. American Psycho, Miss Congeniality, Billy Elliot. Holy shit. Scary Movie is on here. Imagine being fucking younger than the film Scary Movie. Shut the fuck up. Bring it on. Oh, that film's older than I am. What the fucking hell? Let's see here. I'm fucking baffled that Bring It On is 20 years old. Meet the Parents. Oh my God. Oh, have you ever watched the film Meet the Parents? Oh no, that was came out before I was born. What the fuck? I swear to God, films don't age like anything else. Castaway, Unbreakable, mate, The Emperor's New Groove. Imagine fucking being younger than The Emperor's New Groove. Films don't age the same way that like that people like. Do you know what I mean? Like they are way more timeless. Scary Movie can't be 20 years old, says Raw Zombie Jesus. It fucking is, man. It fucking is. Sue says she loves Margaret Cho. Margaret Cho is fantastic. If you like Margaret Cho, check out Ali Wong, who is also an Asian woman. That's literally... That was the level of process that was going on in my head then. Fucking hell, Freddie Quinn, what are you doing? That's some list. Says David Williams. We'll check out Patrice after this stream. Joey Diaz, it is for me. They ain't cancelling him, lol. It's funny you should mention Joey Coco Diaz because Joey Diaz is an amazing comedian, by the way, and you should absolutely watch his stuff and watch him live if you can, especially. But they tried to cancel Joey Diaz this year. They tried to cancel him because, like 15 years ago, he was making a comment about the open mic circuit in LA, and some woman came over and he was like, and I tell you, she left with dirty fucking fingernails. And everyone was like, that's disgusting. He's talking about abusing open mic comics. This is wrong, blah, 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 all this fucking stuff, right? So they tried to cancel Joey Diaz. Now, Joey Diaz is a Cuban ex-gangster turned comedian. He does not give a fuck. So they tried to cancel him. They were like, this is so problematic. He needs to be cancelled. He needs to not be given a platform ever again. And what Joey Diaz did was, instead of apologizing, Joey Diaz, when he tweeted and said, listen, he said, here is all the stuff that I've said that's even more offensive than that. And when he did that, they were like, they didn't know what to do. Because the thing is the way that you stop being cancelled, I genuinely believe this, the way that you stop being cancelled is you refuse to play their game. So what they want is that you'll come out with a big fucking apology and you will go, hey, I have to say, I need to come away as a person and grow and learn and all that shit, right? Because you told a joke 10 years ago that somebody doesn't like. Now, if you do that, if you apologize, then what happens is, rather than it just stopping, what they do then is they go through your apology line by line, word by word, and they pick it out, and then they use your own apology against you to make you look like even more of a cunt. So they go, oh, actually, if you read his apology, you'll see that he says I 11 times, and he only refers to the victim twice. So clearly, he's not bothered about the victim. He's only bothered about himself. They did the same thing with... what's he fucking called? Aziz Ansari did a special last year, I believe, that he released it. It's called Right Here, Right Now, or something like that. Now, I'm not really a fan of Aziz Ansari, to be honest with you, but the special is very good. You should watch it. It's got some great bits in. But Aziz Ansari was accused of, like, Me Tooing somebody, and really, he just went on a bad date, and that was it. Do you know what I mean? But there was a lot of talk about, is he going to mention it? Isn't he going to mention it? And the fact of the matter is that he cannot fucking win. Because if he does mention it, then they go, oh, he's using the trauma of someone else for laughs and to make money out of it. This is disgusting. And if he doesn't mention it, they go, oh, he conveniently misses out and refuses to and you're like, well, what do you fucking want from him? Do you want him to read out a statement at the beginning of the show? I hereby apologize for my actions in 2015. I went on a bad date with a woman who felt as though she was sexually assaulted, and it has taken me this long to realize that I need to grow as a person. Okay, on with the show. It's just, fuck me. Let's see. Scary movie can't be 20 years old, says Roll Zombie Jesus. It fucking is. The game Skyrim is 9 years old. No fucking way. How old, I wonder, is like fucking... Oh, what game did I really like? How old is Crash Team Racing? Team Racing official release date. Crash Team Racing, when was it out? Oh, when did Crash Team Racing go? 1999, Crash Team Racing. Oh, fucking hell, man. Fucking hell. Isn't it crazy how old things are that you think are fairly new? I feel ancient after that Emperor's New Groove revelation, says Rose Zombie Jesus. Yeah, man, it's fucking scary, innit? David Williams says, and obviously yourself and them lids from Have a Word and Paul DMT Smith. I'm going on Paul's podcast in a couple of weeks, actually. You should check out Paul, the Paul Smith podcast. I will be on it. I was meant to be on it on the recording next week, next Thursday, but we've had to change something and I'll be on the week after that. But that should be really fun. I had a chat with him today. He's got a new dog, bless him. It's a lovely little dog that's a Belgian Malinois, which is a fucking great dog. Let's see here. I still remember having a Toy Story cake for my 4th birthday. Oh, God, yeah, that is a proper... Do you know what? I never really had, like, massive birthday cakes. I think I had that caterpillar birthday cake once, and then that was just about it. Although, as an adult, I did once buy a birthday cake that was on offer and took it home and ate it all, and it was not my birthday. Joey Diaz has a heart of gold. Yeah, a lot of people say that he does. I don't know him personally. If I did know him, I'd never fucking shut up about it. But everybody who does know him tends to talk about him highly. He's very well regarded. Boss game, that Crash Team Racing. The Subnaut says Crash Team Racing is older than me. Wow, holy shit. Not the 2019 remake. I got the 2019 remake. It's fucking brilliant. I used to love Crash Team Racing, but then I played on the 2019 remake and I played online against nerds. And I was like, I'm done with this because these people have taken it so seriously that they've ruined the fun for me. Mike C says, just seen that bird flu is appearing in the UK now. 2020 can fuck off. And hi, by the way. Hi, by the way, to you, Mike. Let's have a look at this. Bird flu 2020. Oh, fucking Lord. UK bird flu outbreaks prompt tough new restrictions on farms. Oh, my Lord. Fuck off. What are we doing here? Do you know what? I'll tell you this, guys and girls. Greta Thunberg fucking warned us, didn't she? And no one took her seriously because she was like little fucking Finnish pigtailed girl. Yeah, but you have ruined my childhood. We were like, shut the fuck up, bitch. Oh, yeah, nature will come back to haunt you. Yeah, whatever. I'm going to fucking mine the earth for some oil and throw it on a bird just to piss you off. Now, fuck off. I'm going to go and fucking boot a macaw in its face. But, yeah, she fucking warned us. And I'll tell you what, that bitch is bang on right. And I've not heard a fucking peep out of her in 2020. 2019, she wouldn't shut the fuck up. Oh, you need to stop using the fossil fuels. Rose Zombie Jesus put Greta Thunberg looks like a young Steve Avery's mum from Making a Murderer. That's such a fucking niche reference. Oh my God, above that's fucking funny, man. That is funny. Swedish she is. I swore that she was Finnish. Is she Swedish? I wonder how old she is. Anyway, Greta Thunberg. Oh, Swedish, you are right. Do you know what? I used to have a joke that I could never make work. And by the way, Greta Thunberg is 17. I used to have a joke that I could never make work, and it was about how no one listens to Greta Thunberg because she's not fit. If she was like a supermodel in glittery little hot pants, and if she was any one of the other Swedish teenagers that you have in Sweden, Marcus, do you know what I mean? Little pigtails. Yeah, you need to stop climate change. Donald Trump would be like, yeah, fuck it. Yeah, she's got a point. But, the world only listens to attractive people. Soz. Let's see here. Toy Story cake, and I had a party in Burger King. Those were the fucking days. Do you know what? It should be acceptable for adults to do that, because I would much rather have a Toy Story cake and a party in Burger King than I would like a fucking sit-down meal and a few drinks with people that I fucking hate. The Supernaut says, here's one to make you feel old. I was being breastfed as 9/11 was happening. Oh, my God. He was sucking on them titties when Bin Laden was having his way with America. I'll tell you what I was doing. I was coming home from school, actually. I think I was in about year 8 or something like that. I didn't really realize what was happening, but I realized that everybody around me, like everybody, like my mum in the car, my mum was picking up my brother who was in primary school, and it's like all the people in all the other cars were talking about it at the school run and stuff like that. And I remember thinking that this was seriously important, even though I didn't know what was going on. Very fucking weird. I wonder what kids are thinking now about every cunt wearing a mask and stuff like that. I wonder, like, how that registers with them and what they fucking know about. Because kids don't get it. So it's like, let's see. A bit of plastic surgery, Greta, for the climate. Mike C says, what did you say? I got distracted when you said glitter hot pants. Well, what we'll be able to do, Mike, is when this stream is no longer live, when it's living on YouTube and you can watch it back, we can watch back exactly the moment that I said glitter hot pants and the moment that you commented to say glitter hot pants, that you were distracted. And we'll be able to look at that and we will know exactly how long it takes you to come. So a little bit of quick maths for you. Make sure, by the way, guys, make sure that you are subscribing to the channel and that you click the notification bell. I have got a new video coming out tomorrow that is all about having COVID-19. So I hope that you do enjoy it. And if you are liking it, for the love of God, please do me a favor, just click like and comment underneath. When the video comes out tomorrow, and it's coming out at like 2:30 or something like that, click like and put a comment underneath. Doesn't have to be war and peace. Just put ha ha. It's fucking done. Also, as well, I feel like I mentioned this at the beginning of the stream when there was like literally fuck all people here, but I feel like I need to mention it again. Tomorrow, I am not doing a live chat. I'm going to have a break tomorrow, but then we will be back on Monday. And also as well, I don't know if I should mention this to you, but next week I am supply teaching. So I will be able to tell you what COVID-19 is like in schools because I'll fucking know firsthand, motherfuckers. Let's see here. I Googled glitter hot pants, says Marcus. I regret the decision. It makes me think of the Cheeky Girls glitter hot pants. What a time to be alive that was. 33.5 seconds. I am what is known as a one-pump wonder. Well, no, because Mike, what you're saying there is that you have pumped once, but that one pump has lasted 33.5 seconds. So what you've done is you've just made your way down the shaft of a dick for half a minute, and then once you got to the bottom, cum came out the top like a fucking, like squeezing a toothpaste tube. Oh my God, what a way to go about your business. Right, I am going to love yous and leave yous. Make sure that you have fucking subscribed. Click that notification bell. Got a new video that's coming out tomorrow. It's about having COVID-19. Please make sure, if you want to do me a favor, click like and then write some fucking comment on it. If you love me, then feel free to drop me a donation or a super chat. It helps to keep me in beer. But I am more asked about you doing whatever you can do to support the channel. So if you just want to subscribe and click the notification bell and just like and comment the videos, mate, I will be fucking made up with shit like that. That's great. If you have got spare money burning a hole in your pocket and you don't know what to do with it and you want to be a little legend, then by all means give it me, because I'll piss it up the wall for you. John Hodgson says, are you working in a normal school or a child behavior school? I am working in a normal school. So at the moment, what I've been told is that COVID has pretty much decimated schools. And it's just a nightmare at the moment because there's so many people off. The thing is, and bear in mind, I've worked in schools for years and years, right? Usually you have to be on death's fucking door before you call in sick to school. You literally have to be dying. Because the amount of effort and work that it is for the school to set the work and sort everything while you're off is massive. Now, there are so many people that are having to self-isolate at the moment, and so many people that are catching COVID at the moment in school environments, that the staffing levels are just, and schools are up and down the country really fucking struggling. Now, I'm somebody who is a fully qualified teacher, so I have that skill set. And also as well, I'm somebody who's just finished having COVID. So I've already got the fucking antibodies and stuff. So given that I am skilled in what people are lacking at the moment, and given that I can't get sick from it, it does seem like I have to fucking, roll up my big boy socks and get up at 7 o'clock in the morning and start being a little bit more of a worker bee again. And I'm happy to do that, to be honest with you. I'm more than happy to do it. But I will let you know stories of what goes on. Sue says, did you buy that bud with my super chat from yesterday? Yes, I fucking did. Love it. Absolutely love it. David Williams says, wonder what the nicknames the kids will come up with for you. They won't bother, David, because I'm supply. They don't really bother with nicknames and stuff. They don't even bother learning your name, to be perfectly honest with you. Usually kids have called me Rag and Bone Man before. That was the main thing. And that's what would happen is I would walk down the corridors and people would go, I'm only human. And then I'd look round and then they'd fuck off and they'd run away. It was like, nah, fine, I can deal with that. I used to work with a guy, he was a PE teacher, and all the kids used to call him Pigeon. And I said one day, I was like, why'd you call him Pigeon? And then one of them went, because his head's tiny. And I never noticed it before, but the dude had the smallest fucking head I've ever seen in my entire life. And from the side, he looked like a pigeon. And mate, it's funny when kids are funny, because you can't be like, he fucking does. That's fucking high five, Jaden. Well done, lad. You can't be that. You have to be like, well, I don't think it's funny. And then you go into the staff room and piss yourself. Budget Braun Strowman. Oh, yes, that wrestler as well. Also, Action Bronson, Henry VIII. Got a lot of love for the bearded, balding people. Right, that is the end of the stream. Thank you ever so much for watching. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Click on the notification bell. There is a new video tomorrow, but there is not a live stream tomorrow, and I will hopefully see you very soon. Make sure that you comment on the video tomorrow and give it a like. Thank you ever so much for watching. Look after yourself. I'll see you Monday. Bye-bye.